Dancing in the Triangle, Henry James, Washington Square North, Mark Twain, Walt Whitman, Edgar Allan Poe. In the evenings there's feeling, there is silence, the length of empire, crust taste with no home. Reduced to description, said my poetry's prose-like, or plays for the ear, ruined in the stock market crash. There's a reason for every shot if you look close. Alice's work bus, spurring hand to hand, my wrestlers were friends. Metaphors for gang male group camaraderie. Men are not all war. We talk of Gertrude Stein. Open hope, what set them apart from the pack. Keeping a script of topics for the show tomorrow, a weave of rhymes teachers should pay a close attention to. My aesthetic should explain itself, anti-corporate, anti-perfect, no budget, common vantage and technique, an exemplar living well and morally, the zine of Earthbound Spider-Man, mentorless, spanning microphones, a large transfer of dollar, read all at once, with more marathons. That's beside the point. Inwood by the cloisters is where the true New Yorkers move, before Brooklyn. She's like the female me. Rockabilly Alabama ticker rhythm drives all of me into falling leaves. New Yorker covers were advertising. That got me where I am today. Violations removed pipes. Repaired Gertrude reminds me of Sue Matthews, my mom's mom, my grandma. Time is a spiral that reintroduces itself at odd intervals. That reading I did at Secret Loft in 2017 could have been the start of something interesting, but nobody invited me, and I guess it was anyway. All that energy co-opted by balloon doggy trombones. That was the last time I was young. That's what's hard about it. Last chance to be corporate meat before my face falls. Wraparound girders cast me as the stoner. Dad literature has been a way to externalize my dependence on my sense of my own intelligence. The most serious form of entertainment, thinking, sensual formatting. How do we go deeper? I could go back to school in my autumn years. Columbia material, almost in time for dinner. Teaching by example, a puppet show of what I saw. The people getting small and in a box. I learned I could cut my own hair little by little. I should have done it all at once. Listen to all of Tender Buttons today, wiry, sinewy people of the 30s and 40s like cobras or saxophones. After the 50s, Americans get beefier and violent. One-act play dramatist, the face of Daniel Webster, skip straight to November, get a little yellow in depth, made in New York. Winter editing room, Terrence Malick's Catcher in the Rye, starring art students, living on Riverside Drive, roller skating, or in the Bromley. The figure remains, buying patience. Was your neighbor Wayne Thiebaud? He wasn't alive when the portrait was painted. It kind of looks like the O'Hara, thinking about Ohio and wrestling, the work I could do with friends back home rather than shooting for the stars, using NBC Viacom for a bank account. Be aggressive, too nice to stir the pot. The running together of color pains resembles the energy in the blood of her hands. 6 million ducks' throats, cut 3 million blood of oysters, 9 million chickens to feed the city. I don't want to go back, gamifying table bussing. If I can make up with concessions, spending 1/3 of my life unearning on this shoals of land, writing much of the day, what good does it do me? Portrait of Psyche, vision converted to bits. About to get started here.
Raindrops falling down from petals. Drip, drop, drip, landing on her lower back. Trembles, shakes, impact of impact. Stillness settles after the storm.
Here, but my parents are both from China, immigrants from China, and my dad he came here alone when he was very young, and he only had $20 in his pocket. Right? You guys have heard this story.
The difference. You
between the profit and the cost. This is my life, right? I've been so stylish through the years. I don't know how many times you think you thought you knew me. And then how many times you say you saw right through me. To be so stylish through the years. I've been so popular through the cheers. Listen to me talk. Yeah. I just, I got health insurance. It already feels inadequate, right? No, I got health insurance, man. It's an interesting thing, man, because, like, this is my first time ever having health insurance, like, as an adult, right? Like, I'm 34 and I got health insurance, right? So just 26 to 34 was just me praying. That's all. Just 8 years of prayer. That's what it was. Please, God, no. And I have health insurance now. It's an interesting thing. Like, I've never had it before. I've never paid for it before. But it's very expensive, and it's the only thing in my life that I pray that, right? It's the only thing in my life that I'm hoping I don't use. And I feel like that's a weird thing, you know? Like I've done all this shit. Like, I've gone to the doctor, you know, I've gotten a physical, I've been to the dentist, I've gotten glasses, you know, and I feel like spread out, spread thin, spread empty. Mercury on the couch.
Havana, 18 inches by 24 inches. Ice, easels, sirens sound, evening, hipsters slouch in the streets.
Holidaying on the sidewalks of Rome, having fun, cabareting, far away from home. Later, for that fling at Sardines, that's where everybody used to go. Sardines. Waiter, you better bring a round of Bacardi.
That's it. There's a breakup. So I decided on not having kids.
That's why I decided to become tall. I hate being pretentious, but there are certain occasions where you need to quote Descartes.
Seems like you've been living in denial while life had failed your trust.
Ooh, there's a Freudian slip. My 21st stop on the tour.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have been to Manhattan, I have been to Brooklyn, I am from Staten Island, I have been to Queens. I'm hoping to make it to certain parts of New Jersey, but the Bronx, if y'all can hook me up.
Yeah.
I spent a year in New York one night, gold in my eyes, I was blind with the light, and I've seen strange lights on my avenue. How could I explain such a memory right? Maybe it was the drinks.
Bro, Steven was talking about therapy. Therapy's interesting. I always advise the girl that I'm dating to go to therapy right before she breaks up with me. Like that's because that's the first thing. Like she'll go to the therapist, and then her argument lines are just fire.
I'm lucky. Oh, we're so lucky, Ed. Yeah, love your toilet here. It's beautiful. I didn't know it was a toilet. It looked like it was an art project, a piece of art. And I was always thinking, oh, damn it! I hear the swishing sound. Whoa!
Got to stand out from the crowd, grab a piece of fame. People need to leave their mark upon the world, so many pray to break through. Men and women, boys and girls, they're sharing one dream. Nothing will deter them from the quest.
Now what? Pick the high scheme, wear it like a hype beast, not for the top. Top down to get it tenfolds, ease up in your tempo, don't really like that. I know some niggas that could strike back, they get in your mind.
I could really use a healing, voices in my head. I lay up in bed with the voices in my head. Misplaced guilt, I'm second guessing myself, justifying the voices in my head. Second guessing myself is no help.
Is it a crime?
You could see.
Comedians to wait for me, then they left. I understand. And I don't like to introduce myself as a comedian because I think that's pretentious for me. If you don't laugh, I don't know, I would feel really bad. So I like to lower.
Portrait of Psyche, vision converted to bits of art thought. She recognized what street it was in the picture on the cover and said, "We're lucky to spend time there." Whatever they want belongs to gangster financiers, still predominantly a part of my family until I get back. You gotta draw big on the paper, sentences and lines running together, having lunch with Zadie Smith, prose-ish proem, cut like a poem, staying up 3 days straight. I don't get into much trouble, mostly obey my own rules, but drag my feet when it comes to work, unable to earn a living. I would work in advertising, Madison Avenue, hire me, I'm the next Donnie Deutsch. Run my life like a CNBC talk show, burning the daylight down, crown chakras on fire. The elders leave us with ourselves, it has to do with the spine. Now we are elders. Decades go fast. Life lasts as long as an amusement park ride, and you can resume it again. 1 year ago today, drawing from photographs, working us to death to distract from emanating holy burn of just being, future retro. It's kind of sad to watch what was new suddenly past. The time spent, the choice made. A honeymoon with real estate location before the end of the world. 1,000 dead trees for no reason. The band shell destroyed. Chance wasted in an escort of Titan Sports. Now I'm building it too late. RTing my cousins, lit mag, call for submissions. Were you there? Your limited sense of possibility was like a force field containing your life. Morning NYC 4 years ago got me here now. Halloween night backstory will make a great novel. These notes are raw material to be settled down. in age as chair and office hours with a desk. Got an A in Henri Cole's undergrad advanced level poetry workshop. That's my next bio. The footage takes on different values according to where we are as a culture. Sharply appearing deep in 2015, it was as much about how I lived, who I was, and what I was doing, the meaning put into everything with a light, intentional touch. We couldn't save the world fast enough. The culture was too violent to change. Writing this is how I work against feelings of not being productive enough. Maybe by watching last year, I'll learn how to do it this time. I love how comedians smoke weed and openly acknowledge it on stage. Superstitions replace what we should actually be doing. Maybe not totally thought through, but a scattershot commentary attaching the contemporary from a vaguely uninformed, authoritative, revisionist philosophy as naturally as leaves to a tree. The poetry was an undercurrent, replenishing true images of the visionary bones of the city deep from within. October 3rd. Fresh nostalgias to relish. I've always looked back. My life is a prayer I say in the poems I constantly write. October 4th, Sly Fox. This guy was here before me, waiting Al Pastor order pickup. Verdad Usted, need to work, poets into first set. Mentioned by name, CNBC talk demo, Grodin, McEnroe, Donnie Deutsch. I'm here to support the whole and run the show. Just need a few menthol cigarettes, then I'll be set. Celebrating International Vodka Day when we get home. Coney Island opened its doors. October 5th, staged reading. Recorded waiting for Godot cast album here. Top 10 bars of my life. October 6th, I am in a plane flying over a restaurant. Everything I do is research for the novel I'm writing about my life. The vibe is too far away. By the time we get there, it will be gone. Rich soul packets, they can smell fear. F. Murray Abraham pushing his spouse in a wheelchair. Put you on full-time vegetarian leave. Buildings operate in a halo, right? Assisted living. Maybe I should run for mayor so I could live here. Used to love orgasming into you. Playing rope-a-dope, making yourself cry hurts that gland. Eating Prometheus's pancreas doesn't grow back overnight. Isn't this such a blessing, Joe Franklin Comedy Club? Is that the second time I've mentioned it? Alp Goth Expo site, not on their radar. That sound and old sound, voltage, endoskeleton. Not her on a bench. Washington Square Park when the timing is laughing at the same time. I get burnout. Don't think government and total tech is the organizer. Mafia flash pinecone on needle apron. Inside my soul, I'm checking on a lot of things. The entire set. White guys playing Coltrane live, but it sounds good. They're in high school or college. Trio like a garage band, the cymbals and trap set. Playing at the top of your intelligence. Fisher Stevens, Matthew Broderick wearing a bow tie. South Emory, find out the dispensary where I got the shots. Living life as a magical adventure can be precarious and irresponsible. Kiwi Tree, a YouTube subscriber from Norway, asked me during a live stream, do I think I'll ever be homeless? He asked me how I pay for my life. He was homeless for 5 years. Then he asks if I have a mental diagnosis. People are so trapped, afraid, and judgmental. He's on welfare, he tells me, kind of ashamed. I'd kill to be on welfare. I tell him it's a grant to do whatever you want. I wish I had free money and housing from the government to continue what I'm doing. Get Rexide Energy Tech 711-9. They don't know the difference. She gets up to leave, knows a little bit about Rikers Island. Treble spin in every one of my class, close but no. They are who we thought they were. Mike Singletary illuminates global, ignoring cones, 12 pizza a day farther than they wanted us to go. on one sheer plaster. That was such a weird time. A bouncer show of acting classes, genre breeding, no back to the chair. Sandwiches coming up. King's arpeggio, hangs my ties up, sips my brandy, piano in the rain. Nobody working, gamble to this tome. I know all about it. Wooden garages and silent movies smashed by huge trains of automobiles. How did they survive? Humanity never had a gun big enough to blow its brains out before. People had a gentler spirit before the war. Before atomic weapons of 1945. My leg abuse on the drywall. You guys go there. I'm gonna run into the Sphinx. Getting offers from incompatible Sizzler trapeze. Physics shout, that's not lizard. A text for it. Here on a merry wrench. Contrary to play, flacked that championship season. Roads away. Yonex equipage. Almost heaven, West Virginia. I doubt it. Cutting catalytic converters for copper. Papa Strip came back. Paperback washing claws east. Sharon Tate with Tarantula Tote. Promoting book by Bob Dylan. Burning Man tents above the candle string lights on his roof. Fire chimneys suddenly up to no good. We'll do a double registered with the world. This is just another outdoor space with water. A continuum of the hallway. Corridors of my apartment to parks. Living like an adult. Decide November 3rd, haptic co-stars look a fool. Sepsis medication for warns on the tab. His clothes are ugly, need better quality. Going out with a bang, not going anywhere from a bad place to a good place. Season regular Law and Order on camera techniques soaring with Tim Thomerson. A power J, I'll have number 4 and number 9, please. The fact that you watch me do that and then said it after, sharing tables, allergy season, they don't make stars anymore. We are being pulled by molecules within, by magnets of God, celestial junk twins, sharing a bench in the park, earbuds in and crying. The room needs to go flaccid for the colonic of laughter and permission to spasm. Things mysterious at the time but feel right, so we follow them. Interior tinges, guidance from the stars. Angels' inklings electrode us stealing toward whatever it takes for a common language. Whatever you say, it's up to us. A dream ocean floating heavy tracts of earth toward bright crystals of light. Appropriating lines from Ovid, she brought her cat on a leash to the park. It's trying to get involved with everything, just vague enough to be able to be applied. I doubt Mark Twain even said that. Misperfected through historical telephone. The cat's in the grass. I do want to go before people get off work. Grounded, put my gamma arm around it. Voices king of lessons, jolly. Let's give this guy $75 million to make a movie.
Witch got her disqualified from the state fair.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
But if your
Hybrid slow TV / epic proem / podcast. The beginning of sponsor, though it was an experiment to do it in our own house. Because that disappeared, and then what? Traveling organizations the norm, not all about you. Life in custom detail. I remember you. Garden of Whedon. Top speed with pins. Let's walk over this way a little bit. Check out these hand-drawn stones. It's great to be outside. Stanley Fat Max toolbox. First clear daguerreotype of the moon from this roof. The smells of Fifth Avenue stores, walking up, flowers, perfume, fresh paint on my front door, Zuckerberg testimony, H&M, junk removal, urban novella. Want a thick book like that guy's reading for my New York City novel, 800 pages like Paul Goodman. Black Sparrow, Helium Metropolis, Brilliant Ear, Ryan Earth, Capricorn Uterus, M16 Advisors, Speed Alonzo Home Run, Better Off Tomorrow, Nothing Like Second Spring in New York. And the smell of Chinese restaurants, fall renaissance. Good Boys South Bronx, writing a book on street corners, the best of what's free. There's a visible play along to the Big Sniff, Anarchist Switchboard. Inappropriate Caterpillar wrote another section for the ending. Should I stay out till 4 a.m.? Creatures of the Night. Neil Ryan Walsh is on the steps. The tap dancing guy says he likes System Lord. Stopped by 2 open mics called back by Rob's Art to savor cocaine circling around my brain. Objectively better than iPhone therapy after band history reading bludgeoned to death on Flatbush Avenue. Tomorrow night I'll go out. I always postpone the fun till when? One of the last good nights, a Thursday we have right here. Why not use it? Get me a meeting with Judd Apatow. Enchanté. I've been waiting for a girl to use that on me. Come to the show on Monday. Make me remember who I am. Holy shit. Sucks. They got rid of their dining stall. I don't like the sound of that. Oh my god, this flyer's still up? Holy shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, go from there. But thank you all for listening. Thanks for having me, Carrie. Have I crossed another boundary? Have I lost another part of me? Have I crossed...
At SDR Studios, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and for propositioning Jen, and later made a play for bassist Easy Sherry, a half-black, half-Mohawk, bisexual, second-generation, suicidal, alcoholic Buddhist, and alleged telepath. They said we were both telepathic. I was reading the reception. Now, for
And I said, hurt me again. I'd like to feel your knife under my skin. And I said, hurt me again.
Check it out.
I'd like to feel your knife under my skin. And I went to your chapel. I heard you singing on the mouth. But your love was something I had to earn.
City Life cover is Fourth and Perry. Drew it from St. Ambrose patio. Bass player was severely beaten on his way to band practice. There's fun to be had. How much to change a tire walking around Greenwich Village is my recreation and my entertainment. I adore you beyond all compare. Met this beautiful petite blonde girl in dress, didn't catch her name. Come to the open mic Monday. She said Lucky Luciano ran gambling parlors in the building. Emma Goldman had socialist meetings. Stick to your guns, $1 slice 2nd Avenue. Film tomorrow, Adjua Greaves, reading at Project. Wine reception, traipsing downtown with my footprint. Click the link below to view the most recent show. October 7th, 24-hour grocery. The last thing I remember before I stripped and kneeled, sky cakes. The fear of public speaking is overrated. Did I ruin this expensive footage with my hair? With the rhythm of a bursar, it's a micro first. No cheese or sour cream. Necessary Mississippi, Signal, Second Spring stuck with me. Writing a scene for next week. I know I can make people laugh, but not always. Yellow cab, ambulance, you hardly notice. Cumbia system. How many 139s do we have? Murmuring noise. Sustainable village. I'm on the 300 plot. It's a good idea to have a good day. It'll be gone by nightfall. Coastal grandmother overrun birdhouse. Appointment parking. Simple lines forth. A dimple of quiet. Suit around a brown bow for 6 days. Drinking fountain is squirrel hot tub. Patient Hofstra Gerber spoof. Tundra garden under desk spot. More grass, less mud. Guilt was a main character when I could have written about anything. Is that the Radiant City? I'm not sure, but there was me there, freezing and nurturing the equations. That fire was when lightning struck the inside of a tree. People's coping methods are who they are. Speak unto me. Hit me with your best shot. They legally have to give you 60 days to vacate the premises. That cloud is a hen. That cloud is a witch flying on a broomstick. That cloud is a beautiful woman laying down. Oh, vast. That's you. Women sit near me recently. Her name escapes, but I slipped her the flyer. Discount rate, so the pressure's off. Based on East 3rd Street. What could that have sounded like? Palace 21, fattening the calf for the slaughter. Serenity Kanish got my shirt all wet. Finished 2nd place 1 year in the high school euchre tournament. I had no experience but quickly learned to love the game. We called our team the Bad News Bears. With Tommy Stump, we lost in the finals to Mr. Thivner, my arch nemesis, and Matt Hoffnine, who I was not fond of either. Imrata has an essay in the LA Review of Books. I wipe my ass with the Brooklyn Rail, the Paris Review, the New Yorker. That's what I think of the literary establishment in this country. Mistakes were made. Aaron needed a good job. I needed money to fall out of the sky. An effortless financial windfall. New York eye and ear infirmary. Lame stew waste of the species in a gray hooded monk's robe. I'm only going to be here for a few minutes. Would I rather be at Dead Pete's, not making money, but friends? Feels like poetry project weather. Warm but succumbing to October. The last heat of orange trying to hold on to an early sky, swallowed into the cold like an ice cube melting. This is a cheaper version of the same thing. I can't wait to get off work tonight. Let's get this over with. Everything in great detail. It only happens when it's most lethal. Just some hardcore shit I wanted to say on stage. Galleries of East 10th Street. Activist licorice. I'm doing CAT scans. Getting paid to watch things that already exist. Slits Artesian Constant Resident Advisor. Jinx Rave shooting craps. Shrunk to the size of the road. Moon cunt poon god. I love seeing you laugh.
What? Sorry. Man.
I lived across from Standings.
I recognize both the attendant and her.
Yeah.
And it's just us coming on the correct the sidewalk. It's like, oh, it's Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
And I walked by, we walked, I was like, great job last night. And she gives me 2 thumbs up.
Wow.
It's the greatest thing.
October 8th, Battletoads. Living in an insane dream world, would you like to nominate one who speaks? Doing everything while I can. Bad behavior satellite dish. I wasn't born for a minute, about 2 hours in. What does he say growing old in the night? You're so hot it makes my cock ache. I've been smoking weed in the kitchen, so now the kitchen smells like weed. Naked biocide law, feeling better already. Somebody called me hot last night. I haven't been called hot in at least a decade. Sympathetic jungle planning ahead. I ordered by phone. It'll be ready when I get there. The moon is a recurring character on New York City streets tonight. I want to be that French. Lick the shit off my dick. In this chat room, a bunch to not turn around with the free door. Take one hit video quality. All they'd arranged looking out their front window. It never ended, far as I was concerned. Data uploaded on the block. We were like, we don't really do drugs. Allowed to fantasize Marcy glitch pipe, the shittiest bar there. We actually squirmed home. Walk into the slingshot chapter, observatory tour, freshly done. Getting tattooed every day. What happened the day before? Sudden glow craze. Presidio ophthalmologist. I was just so happy in gusts. Screwed up and happy. Looks like Manhattan tried to text it in a screen tee-off mechanism, wearing a bib. That was saying that levitate contentious. That was the worst shit I ever heard. Ignoring regard, dose contusion. Semi-draped on. Those forceful commas, T786174OC, since I was like 9. Woody Guthrie was the content, the tone, the incident, the lexicon, the attitude, the angle. Pouring lighter fluid on the wound and setting it on fire. When am I going back to the bunker? You don't know the half of it. Stretch Hummer join up Perry Street in just as long. Salmon equinox. A Darwinian nightmare made good by Friday, spilling over the mosh pit onto vomit in Kalamazoo. Not a kid anymore. Talking back to the doctor. They burned his body, but they could not burn his heart.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, sir, you walking right here, sir. I want you to put your hands on your hips and let your backbone slip. Oh, yeah. Put your hands on your hips, yeah. Let your backbone slip, yeah. Move your left cheek, move your right cheek, move your left cheek, move your right cheek. Shake your top half.
The American romantic stealing right off the plate. McSorley's was busy, so we went to Blue and Gold, which had absurdly small portions. Then finally Tile Bar, where I got too drunk and spilled vodka all over the new Brenda Coltis book from Wesleyan Press, which I got free in the office. James says nobody knows more about poetry than Matt Proctor. There's no way that's true. Another great vantage poet like Joanne Kiger. We were having an interesting conversation about Dana Ward, NASCAR, and Brett Favre. Time's going too fast. I had a pleasant night eating vermicelli, corner Bleecker and McDougal, pilfered outdoor seat at the counter, at over-the-counter spot called Believe It or Not, Beatnik. October 9th, open tabs. The Cluntry Gentleman, Pandemic Mics, single party consent. Jefferson Market Live. The Bar Theater Collective. Order number 100-68282. Ray Ford Poet. W5054 Prescription. Google Drive. Alan Rickman's Secret Journals. Silicon Valley Slides Back. Garland Jeffries. Post-anti-foundationalism. HarryShearer.com article about Jerry Lewis Telethon. Bluetooth typewriter. Airtable Matt Proctor videography schedule. An interview with Yuko Otomo. Pin sound. Ace of Wands Tarot. Old Boy in a New Town, Jeff Yaz. Find Jobs in Technology. Black Cat LES. Awakener. A sister ship of torpedoes. To see music fall from the sky. There were only 2 restaurants in Philadelphia. Film is a Dream, directed by Sidney Lumet. Having trained with Sandy Meisner at the neighborhood playhouse, Garbo was watching Ninotchka at MoMA. Over to Lexington, Mighty Bowl, Waiting for Godot premiered at Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida. Beckett wrote Ohio Impromptu for the Drake Theater at OSU, where I went to school. Endgame is the play of our current moment. Saving Cafe des Artistes for another trip. Ansem Hollow, Joseph Chiaravalo, Ann Waldman. Happy Meal box flattened on 7th Avenue sidewalk. Born into History, Beavers, Mountain Lions, Garter Snakes, Tiny Lizards, Coyotes under the Brooklyn Bridge, Party Barges, Competitive Swimmers, Power Boats. Incredibly talented poet-taster of Scarsdale. Knew the Marx Brothers as a child. In Los Angeles, you share Nancy comics. He said all this shit already. I want to fly to you. They might travel a year to be with you on this oasis. Kind of feels like the Full House theme is playing in the split second we say goodbye. This is my art practice. That is the world we're in. A sculpture, it's impossible to hang anything else on. Our daily bread is quotidian pain. Checking mixed buttons by the conservatory water, rocking in Adirondack chairs. They chew the dead skin at the Algonquin round table. May the odds be ever in our favor. This kid's improvising a song about the balloons he's playing with. He's not even on drugs. Everybody wants to be my enemy. You broke your first Spider-Man card. What does a 10-year-old kid even look like? Missed the reading at Albertine House, 5th Avenue on Central Park opposite the Met. Is that Spider-Man's dick part of the balloon? Oh, my diphthong. Ethan Coffey losing his finger in a bet, can't play trumpet anymore. Now the whole family's dead. Honoring my roots at the Schottenstein Center, Value City Arena. We want to play bowling spinning around you. It's order your foot. Stop turning my dick off. Got pudding in the seat. McSorley's was too busy, so we went to Blue and Gold, then Tile Bar. That was not my sense of it. No throwing yellow tape over the line. army commies, orange hoodie, blue sweater, better adjectives. Was she talking about herself? Naked guy in Chicago Blackhawks tattoo. I was an aristocrat. The economy decides how your talent develops. Not promotion, but marketing. Marketing works. Bought a conjoined townhouse on Turtle Bay, but never moved in. Anus jewelry. Walking is dancing. The whole city is Central Park. The park supports not one but 2 roller discos within its acreage. Maybe this is the practice one, /free. I hate value judgments, especially when it comes to art. I've changed my mind about super talls. It's what separates us from Columbus. Left my briefcase in the Ferrari. A very high ceiling in the best part of the high school. Drip rock arch, the opposite of a mass shooting vibe-wise. The disco oasis has gone quiet for the season. I've left my briefcase in my Ferrari. James says the Strand book kiosk is the easiest one to shoplift from. Bookseller since 1927. Too bad they're closed. The Pierre, the Sherry Netherland. The job was in Harrisburg. Like macho artists have this bullfighting thing. Death in the afternoon. Mike did the running of the bulls in Pamplona. Samuel L. Jackson is doing the piano lesson by August Wilson in that building. The Barrymore Theater on 47th Street right now. Mix and match $20 bucket special at Margaritaville Rooftop Bar near Times Square. Lamb Shark Brewery. Harps on the tarmac interspersing peace. She's audible this time. She looks like a partial impression of herself. She hard launched her OG 4 years ago. $10.11 Shenmue. Pesos are good to do blow with. Dollars are like a fabric. Her friend hit on Connie Chung in K-Town. Her cat Deja Vu has piano toe. Tullamore Dew against the nostrils. Roquinha, bomb shelter high rise. Crime babies landing closer to us. My mom's Jag went off, then I heard explosions. The building next door lived off a good review for decades. The heavy machinery approaching, the convoys. Something was always on fire. People getting shot without retaliation. I always find somebody. Jerry Lewis came to her in the hospital, 3 years old. Had nightmares for years she'd wake up during the surgery. The kids cried like kids, leaving the theater. I'll try harder next week. They were communicating over the radio, super studded. She wanted to break into a rooftop hotel pool. Emotional support human, they say twice in one day. For the first time, trying to figure out if that's Ashley Mundy sitting in front of me at Theater 80 St. Mark's. Every time I think it's her, it starts to look like maybe not. The piano tuner comes to our house. She is a neighbor and lives for her son. Do you want to have a sleepover? Met her on 2nd Avenue, 1 a.m. with Jonathan Ariano. Juke bar. She ditched her Tinder date, and we took a cab back to my place, but not until losing her phone first, which we had to go back to get the next day, walking through the valley of the city, down the High Line. The earrings are $25. She strongly insists on 2 for $20. She likes that Molly Shannon grand old dame cat lady energy. That's gotta be her and old played music. Weird run-in with Kit a few hours before, planning to see him at Naked Angels. She was too drunk trying to wrap me around her, and him falling through the fence gate. Scribbling poetry in back of class during lecture. I appreciate you. Bottom out and start over. Blue knee knocks on the bedroom door. What's she look like naked, working in a post house? These plays are so stupid, that's why I left the theater. Come do monologues at Red Room. Waspy Spectre Kid did a bump of K before the show. JB does sound. George Rose bookends stage is the only way to get people to like me. She liked me on 2nd Avenue, draped in red flags, in the back corner of the room, judging, same place as in college. Can't tell if that's her sitting with the guy who I met before the show. Don't feel like getting beat up meeting people. Might just head home, majoring in game design at the new school. She wasn't born when the subway attacks with gas occurred in Japan. Good luck, be happy. Everything in life is rhythm and blues, her body says, which may be just another way to say form and content. You look like a writer type. You two have the same vibe. My girlfriend and I are looking for a girlfriend. October 12th, Slay. Go out for drinks with my friends for my birthday. My hand goes right to young Jean Lee from across town, teaching me how to write about Wordsworth, Coleridge. Dorothy spanks herself with her diary. Signed by Chief Ponus. They got this entire piece of land. They lived there with pots and pans and 2 rifles in the same ballpark the other side of California, paying $50 for jokes. Soak it in. Post Malone concert goers trailing into the garden. No script, no plan. Flying without lights over the koi pond. Undocumented the world that has been. Starlight from the 90s reaching here now. Midori surface tension. October 13th. Pussy addict. When I smoke too much, I break the mic stand. Fucked this plus-size girl twice from Liverpool who picked me up on Restaurant Row. I was listening to a piano bar, Billy Joel and show tunes from a stoop. She told me I looked like Jim Brewer. Pussy delight from the back, from the side. They've already decided do what you want. Lead by example. No one is paying attention anyway. I do everything once and that's it. My poems bleed 'cause I do. Needs emotional work, what the poem needs, not it's less. Please return clap. Every steam grate. Hailing King 16 in person. Couldn't face what they're up against. Literally booked a meeting while I had another meeting. Had to be dating one of the guys on the Seahawks. Going for our 13th spin. Have to get off first to spit. Want a Happy Meal from McDonald's, sending me to check it out, competing with his brother like the villain on a reality show. This is why I don't send my work out for publication. It's barbaric, the judgment, born into all the traditional oppressor categories. I don't play exact notes and get the words wrong, spreading chaotic mischief, stardust, and cabarets. Blue thread download speeds, put it down, I like being nice. It prevents me from knowing anybody. There will be plenty of time to check your phone at the open mic. You have to get drunk, otherwise you will be scared. Top surgery is the new Beatles haircut. They've made it all about them. The next stop is Jefferson Street. What am I going to read? I'll give you time. Make it up off the top like a teapot dome scandal. Give me 2 mechanical legs. I feel like Queen Latifah. Work in DeFi, decentralized finance. Punk clown thing. Shot myself in the foot, put my foot in my mouth. It's wet out in the mouth of Bushwick, which I paid $5.50 for. Having disastrous sets like everybody else, which no one can watch. Think I'll write 5 minutes of material to read. Guess I really am a poet in wet jeans. My umbrella's wet. Why are you afraid of yourself? Medium rarely transfer is available to the G train. Should have filmed more in the rain. Missed all the good parts, causing a scandal with its debut, just kind of being itself. Machine in your station, the elevator is to the left of the platform. At the crypto meetup, we are bringing the various universes together. Digital, physical, financial, comedy, spoken word, performance art, meta technologies. What exists is what happens. Though in our heads exists too. Want to go to Morton's, getting off work for a sandwich? What's my act? For 1 year I lived in Manhattan the old-fashioned way. He says I'm split in 2. Part wants to leave, part wants to stay. He says keep them in their own lane and get them working together. Think that's the jealousy talking. Next to last, you wish having a drink at the bar after the show. Staying out isn't going to save my life. Finding out what I'm not. Put in the tree of woe. Casino bets retcon my all-star break. Party artist, these glasses fit perfect. The night wet and black out my window. It exists in the video library. Buzzer won't call the landline. Elmore Leonard read at St. Mark's. My boyfriend's underwear was formed in early childhood. Fur trappers sold the floodplain for $15 million. It all goes down right there, baby.
DoorDash breakfast to help recover from a righteous hangover and riotous last night debauch that stung you into somehow not noticing? Did you come home literally after the smoke had cleared and burrow into bed idiotic in your bliss?
Bad spray tan. she leaves a little bit of herself everywhere she goes, and it's her spray tan.
Wow.
I saw this tweet, and it said, "Imagine
At a bookstore at McNally Jackson last week, one of the presenters claimed she's a lesbian who primarily dated men. Laughter floated up to the ceiling. I love a good contradiction. It keeps me on my toes. People are primarily made of these juxtapositions. It's called cognitive dissonance. How much you make sense to yourself is dependent on how much you can bore through the noise. I get a co-star alert. Share your poetry with others. I'm always looking for answers.
I wrote this when I was like a baby stripper. That's what we call it. And it's like about being new is short. The other dancers tell me, we can tell you're new, girl. And if I had known everything I do now,
every dirt with ever-sweeping compassion. But what about your dirt? Guilty mess, my sweet red-mouth janitor. Sweep every mess, hide it under the rug.
But wants it to be treated like a ruby. A red like rare meat or plastic beads, or in between like poisonous berries. Apparent only when the body bleeds emblematically in armorial bearings.
People. Who are we? Are we people? I don't know. Put your hand up in the air if you're people.
Raspy with your little brain. Even though your brain is it's infinitely finite. Like your eyeballs. Like look at your eyes. There's no ending or beginning. It's not like it's framed like a big circle. When does the circle end?
Gail, that's it. He's here.
Yeah.
Woo! He came out. Could have stayed home. And he could have chilled, fuck his wife.
I found you. I found you.
first one I'm going to read is called Pollyanna. It's really just one long sentence. I feel my ribs, but I cannot see them, which I'm told is a very healthy weight for a cat. What kind of...
Now cheers to you, my lonely superstars. God willing, one day I'll see you soon. Thank you. Hello, it's been some years now, and I've seen how you guys grew. I've seen the universe die and watched the last bubble pop slow, but I'm still on that roof, and I'm scared. His tears filled the air, and he knew maybe
So I'm gonna put this over here. Can I do this? Hey, some good poetry. You know, some good poetry.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Let's tighten it up here. Yeah, George Rose. You'll remember the name Rose because of the flower. You'll remember the name Rose because of like George Rose, the flower Rose, the name Rose Gold. You all know Rose Gold. I'm coming out and I wear a lot of gold. So George Rose, Rose Gold, that's how you remember the name. Okay, how you doing? That's how you remember the name Rose. Did you all get it?
Right.
Video, no, audio, you can listen to it as long as you fucking want. Jesus.
Wow. So they have Pandora Comedy with a bunch of different comedians and shit.
I mean, you discover it.
Right, okay, yeah, right.
If you discover it, you'll find it. Listen, the most underrated comedian ever will always be Christopher Titus. That's it.
He is fucking hilarious.
Titus.
I agree.
That's it.
That dude is funny as
He had
fucking.
a great
Yeah,
TV
his show was
because of
hilarious.
his own fucking mouth, which I relate to.
Yep. You're totally right. With Stacy Keach.
His own fucking mouth ruined it, but he had a great TV show.
What show? Oh, really? His show?
Imagine that shit. His own TV show was his last name. Ain't that
Right. He was funny as fuck though. Okay.
And I think Sushi Lab.
Midtown West kind of.
Yeah.
Sushi Lab.
And the hallway looks like something out of The Shining.
It got so cold last week. I feel like it kind of prematurely.
Have you ever bought weed over here?
Oh, of course.
There's the weed people.
Mike, you. Your cats talk to you?
I have a cat.
What's your cat's name?
Deja vu.
Wow.
Oh, I had to go full Matrix on that one.
Is that the cat's name in the Matrix?
Yes.
Oh, really? October 14th, Maze. That's why the fountain's red. Leg spa. I'd like to spend the day among my favorite buildings of Midtown East. Struggling, for instance. It's still cheap to go to Arkansas's. The game was on while doing other things. Put it in the oven, dip it in Vaseline. How fast do you think you could throw a baseball? Watch 5 hours of pile drivers, Houdini's mansion, learn to write harder. Being myself, that was my act. Revision Lounge, Avenue B. Thought long and hard about the heel turn. Did he concern excellence? Frothing 88? Mission to not upset the glassware. The alternative is security question headache from sitting. Can I return this water? I can only drink Crystal Spring. Body positivity, but everybody hates their body and wants to modify it. Haven't gone back to the putting green since that bad first date there. Afternoon, tous les jours. Should have gone to the New York Art Book Fair, a block and a half from my house. Make some money, sell some books. Light the golf course on fire. My dad called the other day and I picked up. I think about my absentee ballot in Ohio. The right-wing politics come right up to your neck, deposited upon arrival. I go there twice a week, though it's been a while. Mom tracks my career every post. New York has grown too big for New York. I thought this was actually borrowed time, handfuls of water, bowlfuls ringing patient guffaws. He can shut the fuck up. Aluminum convenience and Easton bats. Don't have time to reframe it. Do a shot of triple sec. No one knows what he's gonna do, I shit you not. I always wanted to be a poet. That's what I wanted to do, and fuck everything else. Tall, hot people run everything, and they want to successfully keep us out. Could go for a piece of that right about now. Egg drop soup is a euphemism for menstrual cycle. They've got a lot of articles about them. LA Times, Rolling Stone. Nothing exists most but greatness, so aim for that. Crashing over my scalp and crushing aches. Sounds all around.
You know how there's motion sensor? Where if you walk, suddenly the house lit up? I stopped watching TV, my grades got better. I'm a Muslim, and in Islam we don't believe in ghosts. Muslims believe that when you die, your soul stays within your body until the apocalypse, and all Muslims rise up to heaven, and you guys go to hell. That's what we believe in. I don't think I have any other joke to work on, so I guess that's my time. I'm gonna give it back to Josh. Who did this? Right? Who did this to the Flyers, man? They're fucking losing money on their investment, right? Like, this is what happens when you mix like Monsters Inc. and the opioid crisis, right? Like, I know Philly has Kensington, right?
What joke you open up with? You ever ask a nigga for $1?
Yeah,
All the time. 2 years we were performing outdoors, rooftops, basements. I went to a park open mic and I saw a group of people with backpacks on. I was like, oh, those are the comics. I get over there, it was homeless people. I was like, oh shit. And then I realized something.
Is it flirty to look at somebody's story? I usually try not to. Women don't want you to notice them without their permission. Should have stolen that Carl Sandburg book about his young childhood, $3 on rack at the Strand. This woman gets hit by a city bike going against the traffic. Luckily, she's okay. All this issues, a ton of mirth. Only went to the beach once this year. Should have gone again, maybe next year. I was enjoying the trees of the city, their cool groves and shadows along Grove and Charles, Bleecker, Waverly, Jones. Will it be enough? Too little, too late. Could be my middle name. She's into Morrissey, doesn't have a
Who you are, where you're from, don't care what you do, as long as you love me, yeah. It's the best 90s lyric. As long as you love me. As long as you love me, yeah. I try to hide it so that no one knows, but I guess it shows when you look into my eyes. But you didn't where you're coming from, I don't care. As long.
She's into Morrissey, doesn't have a tattoo. Says he started his set in Blackpool with How Soon Is Now. She asked me 5 times what my favorite band is. I say something different each time. Inshallah, Into the Abyss. A safe space with danger. My books remind her of her dad. The wind or a ghost closes the door to the bathroom. Tito was like Castro. He was the super forever. Is he mad because I brought a girl home? She's getting slayed on Sarah's couch. Pick a date when you want to start, several months before. As I want to deprive the world of my beautiful drawings. A part of me wants to match the dichotomy, Hulkamania Ptolemy, super direct around the corners, owing hand mirror close distance for effect if nothing else. When you're hot, then you're broke. There's no good way to go about it when your intent is to turn it off. Operating slab. I was heretofore grounded and surrounded, holding Jewish bread, knowing the Hebrew alphabet telepathically. They're operating the going behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's plenty to chew on, so be nice to the hand that feeds. We get to do like 50 cents worth of work, get paid in a cave, seeing myths all around us. Castelli Cafe, we miss thee. Do I want to venture into the cement forest, bark of brick, fruited tuft of cornice? Back at Starcade 89, wrestling dusty roads at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. So, starting off, I want to let y'all know political statement. I think I like big titties more than women.
Right? Just like knowledge, you do cryptocurrency, right? I want to have networking, you know what I'm saying? I do like grabbing teeth for kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like, I just feel like, damn, like, damn.
Ethereum. So I really want to thank you for that presentation because that brought diversity to our mic. We had tonight's spoken word, we had magic, we had a lot of comedy, some more performance arty stuff, and we had real NFT project that's beautiful, beautiful art being presented here tonight in Brooklyn. I mean, and just sharing it with community, sharing it with somebody who's apparently doing an NFT. You presented twice at NFT NYC?
Yeah, twice, and my buddies announced recently that he's going to London, so that's Ian and friends.
Good people as knowledge and others. Once we connect. With that being said, I want to say thank you to everybody. Have a good one.
Throwing soup on wild flowers, referee dressed in black. The angling of game came to the crowd to destroy the giant, taking my pants off before I die. Detroit was a Frenchman. Water pools over the racks. 18-month build-up. The count was fast. Nachos, lettuce, pork, guacamole, comfort food. Store closes before I can get Crystal Geyser in preparation for an event that never happens. My rent's been about the same for over a decade. Need to get into Brooklyn College. They pay you enough to go to school. Reaction has a delayed release. Converse knockoffs. What were you saying? Today was kind of a day off, but not really. Park Lex Madison suffered a food injury. Reverie Mirage, grandstand tumbling, the tombs of commerce, baby elephant walking towards as shores of the gap, as shares of the gap, a staff favorite, so unlikely I'll find a galley. October 15th, top surgery. A dot of blood. Hand-picked canyon by the end of thunder. What can I steal? Is there anything I can help you with? Nothing protects me in this world. Trees over cafes on McDougal and Fall. Sneak on 2 boots, patio, 7th Avenue South. It's only red liquid bath in the fountain, condoms on the floor. Your left nipple is pierced. I suck it, 'cause that's where the skin never gets touched. October 15th, mums. These orgasms aren't going to have themselves. I gotta work New Year's Day, and I don't know where I'm gonna sleep New Year's Eve. Mums in planter beds. That's like staying too struck, studying botany, finance, before I finished an affair with the hand. This is a block party, cowbell training therapy, all my art's in the trash. I'm only taking Cash App. All of these are yes and no's. Gun in the donut, gun lemon, strawberry shortcake gun, milk gun, plum gun, cuneiform tweets, greeting the street art book fair with hostility and disbelief. I write a book about the whole thing. Obedient dog. Should I smoke more weed about it? I was kind of thinking to interview blood, drawing station managers. These are not good sound baths. Strawberry keep on running, sick city deposited right in my sinuses. Thought I'd see more people I knew. Not that I want to. Guess I don't know that many people. MFA versus God and Laura Dern. A Laura Dern-based economy. Ants on the shelf made sausages out of wooden hoof. Motor Nero air compressor. Wipe stripes heat amp. It's interesting but windy. Oh God, it's all the way around the corner. A mutt number. You're in line for something. Sending URLs. A dark need fits terribly. The people watching is unparalleled. Mirrorcore toward League of Legends. Solo propelling Bebe nail panel. Was so taken with neighbors' rhapsodous piano music. Walked up an extra flight of stairs where I'd never been before, even though I don't use my hotspot for fear of needing that data for something important. Salmon and C notes, writing in my book, future books to be published. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't bother or startle the customer. Jen Fisher says hello, and I'm glad she did. Commandeering a table at New York Art Book Fair, crushing goldfish into the concrete. I want to wear your pussy for a condom. Let me be the fuckable male poet in your life. Why get less married when we can get more married? Gotta get a shot of this. Birds are a hoax. What the fuck is standing behind cars? Organisms live in the rainfall. If things fall into place, impromptu pop-up sold $30 worth of my poetry in 2 hours to strangers. Less to see you without attitude filling nowhere. She was sick, then had COVID, then was sick again. Mistaking my kindness for weakness. If I were to write prose, I wouldn't even try, so as not to waste paper. How are yous can cost a life. Then it dawned on me, have this beach place on the beach. 10 years in New York and I've never gone to the Hamptons. Yelling in your ear, free-range sturgeon croissant. Can watch wrestling videos Saturday night in public. I'm going to turn my eyesight to open. They accidentally have a bathroom there. 9:13 p.m. $5 in Venmo for my 1-year zine. Forgetting it at home. Rhythm and the Gale. I'm looking for a bisexual girlfriend who will want to go out and bring girls back to our bed. Wanting to lash out and having no voice to do it. On the way to becoming who you are. By doing it over and over. Socking his cork away. Oh my God, just saw Imrata's baby daddy on Sullivan outside Red Lion. Oh God, he's coming this way. Pro bono, smoking with clients. We don't take them through radio class, ruined by a goat man sitting down to dinner. 24-karat recollection. That might be a Spanish 10 days. Poppers of vodka. A full ride of a guy. Words and affirmations. He impregnated my dream before I could meet her. Want to be friends with Sir Oddjob, make a pass at the bombardier. Our doubt pictured hurt. See our gasket you're unfamiliar with. Aveda graduate solving cars. Lowered the rating of coolant. RKO fake wagon Iris the man on fire. Tripo elixir Zippo the clown. Fast on ins so someone comes close. The 2 chicas were completed next to us. Coat made of shipping blanket. I waddled here, too big and shiny, $14 with drink included, 4 nights out of 27. Flare into Ardsmore, reduced 2. How green of an epicenter. How's the nose built? Diving leaves down, always early this year. The past that is still, either paid upon thesis or abstracting thereof. I still get rattle court, arid zones of complacency. What was Young's fossilized? Era's help with the Geist imminent. I fear for my life walking to cigarettes, amp tripping Sylvia Bells sub-honestly. You just need to be very, very creative. That was me so gone, the first to tease down, voice of fire. There's a constant mire of opinion I love to hear, sprayed with DDT and worth filming, knowing the going rate for the gold standard, doing water, in my opinion, made drawers for acid. Get up and watch wrestling, think of comedy and poetry, write it down, go out and say it in a bar into a microphone, talk to the other poets and comics, repeat infinitely through eternity, which is a notion of getting recognized on the street, 2nd or 3rd Avenue in the 30s, brews tequila and salsa, don't think I'll make it home for Christmas or Thanksgiving, Chaka Khan ain't nobody, the government to hand it up, thanking Lou Wasserman, knowing he was there and being afraid to call it off, dumping a split, had a war phone, sailing toilet. She set us both up, deep cup of blue in the chalice of sky shaped between buildings, Volkswagen Chino slammed on time, hello tusks of dusk, the light melts like ice, happy hour looks like a box of dumb 90s bars going dialed, a whole theater locked into the Zuftwaffle, ignoring mile markers, lasting $2 for High on Life, as a gift to her partner she didn't want. I guess we did deep down, people the background. It's been a month of Jewish holidays, fixer bar spasms, mini venues tamed, results stacked in clarion headstands. Hello, it's lousy dusk. We don't have a come down. Did you take the train or did you die? It's not a great fit to park. That girl's pretty hot. They always travel in teams. Miller Lite, Jaeger bombs, sleep around killers when I feel lonely. Broccoli, mushroom, onion, 70% of all animal species killed by humans since 1970. I just want to get away, serving bluestone from throat.
Frogman. As a baby, I slept with my ass in the air. Have I always been this bitch? This maggot woman? This yearning, brown-skinned, dirt-eater, worm licker? I'm happy here in the mud.
3 calls past memory, I resort to something else. She's going to Rome for Halloween and will see the Pope give Mass during High Holy Week. I can't decide if I want to go home or stay out. Want a little prime time in Tales. My son had walked here yesterday. Cleveland beat the Yankees. A fan in Jersey walks by with arms raised victorious, 7th Avenue and Charles. I will snooze like a garment bag. Chandelier in the foyer. At first it's constrictive, then it becomes a part of you. This might be the only taste of the good life I ever get. Might as well take a bite. Already way ahead, playing with house money. No one's invited. Moon over Paninoteca. Jour Malade. Soothers. I'm a kit for dinosaurs, jewelers. I see a generation of women that took charge a decade ago, mending tendons with sleep and truck ritual. Only goes so far as, but not further. Didn't make the cut, got rejected. Pistery, graffiti wall. Brendan Lorber reads on Monday. Spooky disasters, some people just come to watch. Hoopties sandwiched between avenues. Maybe the lesbian bar would be a good place to meet women. Cubby Hole, West 12th, where Alan Rickman's townhouse was. Girls in flapper costume. Is it Halloween yet? How is your media trip? I just want to go home. Shows Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're trying to have some fun. There's a line of people to get in. It's not cute. Your jacket you don't have. Karaoke cousin. Your letters of friendship have meetings on Friday. Haven't we known each other since we were 1 year old? I really don't think this is a line. After you go outside for 5 minutes to look at Focus Street, heartbreak influence, is there traffic in your bag? One of 2 gas stations in its entirety dropped my pocket away. He didn't know that I said currently prolonged in hair. In the current reasonable slide, accidentally ended up heterosexual. We're so close to wanting it. I go rough and speedway. Permission to vote. The longer you can stick it out, we can buy electronic videos, matchsticks in question, fatherhood allowance. Both of you hooked up with Josh. The altar was broken. He was so mediocre, working through the depths of that prison. Bio Gloria adjacent slugger Ann. There were no flies at my window. Franklin Potbelly stove, forma coterie. Lord Ram blew on wall. Seconal, Nembatol, codeine. Stealth camping behind Home Depot. Thread the needle, analyzing to predict minutia when that bar is full of Penn State. We get money, we go everywhere. October 16th, cloud latrine. Unlock these boys' hotel chores. Saw Nicole Eisenman on West 22nd yesterday. Today it's Mike Daisy waiting in line for the New York Art Book Fair. Check out your hand cream knockoff. Maybe this is an incredibly awkward place to do this, sitting on a Con Ed divider for about 5 minutes before going home. Missed the open mic in advance, but it's too nice. Nobody stopped to look. I use my lip sync voice, flooding people with mustard seed against Ingwe Malmsteen. Schnippers and Producers Club, $5 off premonition messages. Somebody looked at my book, think I scared them off. Never know if they want me to talk. Sorry, I like spaced out for a second. Take your time, I have to run home. Sunbeam on the roof of paradise. Candy eyes can see, pushing their viewers to a new horizon of understanding. Mickey Rooney, Ocean Opry, Combo 34. A guy I went to college with has a good job in California promoting Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I judge him for his role in the military-industrial complex. Conditioning children to fight. Bubble Mike Stint Joiner, Awesome, The Stars of Poetry, all published with Nightboat. It's not for everyone. Complete your purchase. Buster Douglas was from Columbus, as was Jesse Owens and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Whatever is going to happen is already happening. Heinz 1869. Crown Made North Shore Neon Sign Company. Get the go-ahead. Is giving Abacus settlement. From rising where the home stands, the church is their dream. Sleeping, we want to keep going through the new year, as always. The new year, as always, starts whenever you want. Love resists arrest, pulling in for a stop. Memo shish, when I drink pictures, I get anxious. Anabolic publication, reading same books in same places, connected to the pipes of spring. Mercury apple picking, 11 weeks left, maybe less. Days go faster when you notice. Iron Gate, Old Stone, $25 tickets, made $40 this weekend, selling on 22nd Street. Take one and pay for it later. Campus safety vehicle across from Standings. We have many great poets on the list. Stay up late, workaholic 4 hours, sleep, pushed his tag.